I'm going to take a quick look here before I put the gas tank back in. Since my earlier video, I took all this apart. I've got a separate video just on the slip joint. Now it's all back together. I turned down this surface for a bearing to fit to support that, and that's going to have to be its own separate project. I need to get the car back on the road. A moment ago I added yellow marks to all these set screws. I've not had a problem with them loosening up, but I like to be able to look at the yellow marks and know something isn't starting to unravel. I'll do the same down here. I'm not sure I've fully tightened these fasteners. And on that subject, this is a simple split clamp, 7/8 inside diameter, that adds additional clamping to the input shaft of the steering box. This Volkswagen system has a very fine spline on the shaft and then a plain tube that the spline kind of digs into. Also, I've got the steering damper, the stock steering damper, installed again. It was missing last time. I've got the mounting provision here for a big off-road type damper, but as you can see in yet another video, none of those would work, or the two that I tried wouldn't work because of the slight downhill slope here. So that was a big disappointment. And I'll demonstrate the column turning in a moment here. Also, since everything tends to rust, I gave it a light spray of LPS 3, which will leave a waxy coating behind and hopefully not attract a lot of dust. So here's what it looks like turning. And once again, possibly for the last time, any differential motion between the suspension and the body, the slip joint, will limit the amount of downward bending on the input shaft. But day in, day out, a system like this, it's always going to be bending this back and forth. We've made the input shaft this much longer, increasing the leverage being placed on that shaft as we steer back and forth. I've seen some guys in real life and on the internet, they've even got the rag joint and then a U joint and then their shaft and going up. So they're not just a lot longer, they've got two U joints on the same element, which I certainly don't recommend, but they seem to get away with it. As always, thanks, and be sure and watch my other videos. Well, that's not it. Look, I added these bright yellow braces off of Volkswagen Thing. I've got the Thing front suspension, so the mounting provisions were already on the shock towers, and I drilled holes in the pan for those to fit. Now I think this will truly be the end of this video. So thanks, and be sure to watch my others.